Okay guys, today we have Mother Cybele. She's from the Knight's Revenant. Mother Cybele's mastery guides, you can put it in arena, campaign, clan boss, dungeons, doom tower and faction wars. She's optimized for a mix of controlling your enemies and boss rating. I would say book value, okay, she requires 10 books. Her priority is her A2 and her A3. She was in back-to-back sections in the fusion events at one stage in the growing pool of champions. She can swap HP with other members of your champions. She also has a revive on death and increased defense buff, which appears on a cooldown. The book's reduced in her A2 and her A3 movements. We'll get into that soon though. Okay, let's have a look at it at skills. Okay, Master Dread level 1. Attacks all enemies, has a 25% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Also fills the champion's turn meter by 15%. She has different, as you can see, level 2 gives additional 5%, level 3 additional 5% damage, level 4 additional 5% damage. Then you have level 5, 6 and 7 all give buff debuff chances 5%, 10%, an extra 10%. Uncanny transfer level, swap HP with an ally, which is a great thing. If your champions are getting damaged, it has that ability to swap over HP. If this champion's HP is equal to or higher than the target's after the swap, fills the champion's turn meter by 40%, places a 30% increased speed buff on this champion for 2 turns, and places a block damage buff on the target ally for 1 turn. If this champion's HP is lower than the target's after the swap, fills the target's turn meter by 40%, places a 30% increased speed buff on them for 2 turns, and places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. Also places 2 50% continuous heal buffs on this champion for 1 turn. She increases speed, block damage, continuous heal. So as long as you got those books, you can get those turns down to 3 turns. Soul Shepherd level 1 places a revive on death buff and 60% increased defense buff on allies for 2 turns. Revive on death, increased defense. So this is a fantastic move, so when your other champions die, they automatically come back to life. Revive on death, increased defense, and books you can get it down to 3 turns. Grey Walker fully heals the ally with the lowest HP whenever this champion is killed. Heals all allies by 20% of their max HP and fills their turn meters by 15% whenever this champion is revived. As you can see, in the future the skins will be available for her. And we have a lot of reviews. As you can see, lots of people recommend her pretty high in a lot of areas in the game. Faction wars, arena defense, arena offense, campaigns. It's more the point, I think, she can control. If you get a lot of speed on her, she can control the environment of your champions. She can heal them, keep them alive. So she's great to have in your team as a lead. As you can see, everyone's rating her pretty high. We'll go and have a look. You can close that down. We go into our champion sections, and you can see at the moment I only have her in 1 set of speed gear and 1 set of resilience to give that extra HP and defense. I have her accuracy at 160, so it's not too bad. You know, higher would be better, but I have to improve the Great Hall as I'm only mid-level player. Speed, I've got her up around the 250 mark. Crit rate doesn't really matter so much on I find, because it's more the speed to keep her healing and everything to keep your other champions alive. The masteries, I have gone the really make it that I can use her in a arena, campaign, clan boss, the dungeons, doom tower and faction wars. I've gone with deadly precision, gives the extra crit rate. Keen strike, additional 10% crit damage. Grim resolve, increases damage inflicted by 5% when attacking with 50% HP or less. Single out, increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%. Life Drinker heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less. Bring It Down increases damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP. Methodical increases the damage inflicted by the champion's default skills by 2% each time it is used during battle. Stacks across each round in a battle up to 10%. War Master has a 60% chance of inflicting bonus damage when attacking. Bonus damage is equal to 10% of the target's champion max HP or 4% of the target's max HP when attacking bosses. Bonus damage can only occur once per skill and does not count as an extra hit. In defense, extra for 10%. Improved Parry decreases the damage received by this champion by 8% when this champion is hit with a critical hit. Bloodthirst heals a champion by 10% of their max HP when they kill an enemy target. Cooldown 1 turn. Reduces the damage by this champion receives from a specific enemy by 0.75% with each hit taken from that enemy. Damage reduction stacks up to 6% for each enemy. Has a 60% chance of placing a leech debuff for 1 turn when placing stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, petrification debuffs. Retribution has a 50% chance to counter-attack when this champion loses 25% of their max HP or more from a single enemy skill. Deterrence has a 20% chance to counter-attack an enemy when they apply a stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, petrification debuff on any ally. Cooldown for 1 turn. Okay, let's have a look at her in action and how she can control things. I'm thinking that probably the Fire Knight's a Dragon's Lair. We'll go to level 25, as it's always the best. You get your most silver from there. So you put her in the lead, so as she has the extra increased speed by 24%. And the main idea of her is to get those fast turns so she can keep control and keep healing and keep your other champions alive. Let's have a look at her in action. Recommended for her is speed, accuracy, HP and defense. You know, that's to keep her alive as long as possible. Yeah, once you get to high and you have a stun set, you can put a stun set on her. That would really help, because then she'll be able to stun the enemies. You know, if you're just going to use her probably in dungeons, Doom Tower, Faction Wars, you'd change around and put her in defense and support gear. In support. That would increase the turn meter as much as possible. Keep performing her AoE attacks and stun enemies and apply decreased speed buffs. You know, so the best set would be stun set, but that's mostly only really higher player levels will have a full set of that. Being lower level, it's more the point of just putting in items which you can get the most speed out of, accuracy, HP and defense. Because her role is not, to kill enemies, it's to keep healing, keep reviving, keep your other enemies as much HP as possible in them. So she can control. She's not the only healer I have in the team. I have AoE over here as well. He'll do 10% damage, which helps assist as well the other players. But Mother Cybele, yeah, she's the main healer of the team. She controls most speed, so she gets those extra moves, which allows those extra heals and everything on the other champions. She can go quite well in the arena as well, I find. Put her in the lead, extra speed. That's what you want. You want to control it. The faster arena, the faster team, the easier, better chance of winning. But I find, yeah, as you can see, she does pretty well. She can control. More speed, the better you have on her. It's faster to get through her moves to get back to keeping her heals and keeping your other champions alive. If you can get her up to 60-70k in HP, would be fantastic. Yeah, and her passive skills to heal all allies and gain turn meter control at the same time. That's why you really want to focus on that speed. You know, I have her up at 250, so you can see she goes quite well. She gets a lot of turns. If I could get her high, it would be a bit better. But I see she does pretty well. She keeps other champions alive. As you see, then she just had a revive on one of the champions, bringing back to life. And this is why I really think, you know, you want to get those books on those special moves of hers, as it really helps with her healing and keeping allies alive. So you can see there, she just did a transfer of health. Now she won't take any damage on her next move because she did that. And each hit she does, then, you know, it increases her health or the damage percentage back. You know, without her, I wouldn't have any chance of doing any higher levels in the game. Any high level dragons, I'd probably only be doing level 10 to 15s, relying on the other champions. It's always good to have her in the team. Oh, we nearly got this one finished off. Only 2 matches longer and this dragon will be finalised, finished. But she's a pretty good healer to have on your team, even in your main position. I use her in the arena as well, in the clan bosses. You know, a lot of different areas in the game I'm using her. As you can see, she does quite a bit of damage, but the idea more of was just to be the healer and keep the other champions alive. The Solus and the Royal Guard who put out the main damage. Okay, we'll end it off there today. Thank you. We'll see you all next time.